Hello, folks. How are y'all? My name is Weiss, also known as UV. So, I've been talking about US elections for the past few of my videos. So, I'm going to add few more to that list today. So, I just saw the results of the Iowa primary and the New Hampshire primary that concluded on Tuesday. And the results are very unexpected and surprising in certain instances, and unbelievable too, of what happened after the New Hampshire primary. So we know who are all was the top running Democratic candidates in the New Hampshire primary. As expected, Uncle Bernie swept off the floors. Not a great percentage of win, but still I expect Uncle Bernie to do very well in New Hampshire and Vermont because he's from Vermont. So he was a Vermont senator, so he's obviously expected to win there. So I expected even much more voter percentage. He won 9 delegates and close to 27 percentage in voter turnout, and most of them, as you know, is like homogeneous kind of voters, like young millennial groups and old age groups. Still, he's not done well between 25 to 50, 55 age group. That's where he should focus. And someone I unexpectedly saw at third place was No Way or My Way Amy. I mean, Amy kind of, like proved that she is the hardcore Midwestern Minnesota nice woman, and she did well, but I don't know how far she's going to do well once she's going to compete in the East Coast and the Southern and the Western Coast, because she's very well known to the people in Midwestern regions for her Midwestern values. She lost her father to alcoholism, and she wants to eradicate alcohol and drug addiction, all those kind of brilliant ideas she has, and so a lot of people relate to those kind of thought process. So I really like that those things in Amy, because she has something nice about her. She has something calm and something periodically thought of how do I bring certain ideas that she went through as a childhood, bad memories, and how to eradicate those kind of addiction, alcoholism, or how to reduce those kind of issues from the American population. She did very well. I didn't expect her to finish third, but she did very well. Let's see how she does when we move to Nevada and South Carolina next. Anti-Warren. I mean, Anti-Warren expected much more. The only thing that's missing about in Anti-Warren is like she's not being very authentic. Like there is something not genuine about her. Like if you see her in person, or if you see her campaign, she has very good want to bring up big structural change. She wants to bring up more jobs, and she was a plus in economy. She has very good foreign policy relations, and all that is fantastic. But when she tries to reach out to people, there is nothing authentic, something that you closely relate to Hillary. Hillary, even though she might have had a strong mind, but then the way she appealed to people was a little bit off. Like she practiced her walk kind of thing. She practiced her responses and give a template kind of response. Like if you ask her what you think about foreign policy, she always brings up, I have been secretary of the state, I've done blah blah blah, from my 70s to 90s I did this. So that's the similarity I see in Elizabeth Warren. She's not that appealing to the younger generation, or even to her own age generation. So Andy Warren is lacking a little bit more in authenticity. I'm not sure that's something she can develop overnight. I mean, the personality traits usually develops in a person when they are like 5 to 21. So I think she's way past 21, like 4 times over 21. So I don't know how she's going to change that, or how she can improve that. But she's very good in policies. But as a personality, as a strong character, as someone you can rely on, as someone as a strong world leader, I don't think Andy Warren comes anywhere close to any of those traits. Someone who came in second, so Pete Buttigieg. Not my best friend still to any wedding, but he'll be my friend for sure. Pete Buttigieg is someone I didn't expect to finish second. I mean, even in Iowa, he kind of won the primary, but then he didn't. Like nobody knew who won. Like eventually, Uncle Bernie declared that he won himself. And in New Hampshire, he came close to 25% to 24% of voter polling. So I think he's a pretty big hit for all those LGBTQ generation, all the millennials who believe to have a friend who's okay to be gay, because he's easier to talk to, he's easier to rely upon. And they have, like I said, they have got a lot on their back, not in a sarcastic way, but then they can have a lot of back criticisms, back catcalling, all those kind of things that that does happens when a person declares himself openly gay. And the bullying, those kind of stuff happens, and then he has overcome all that to be a mayor, and then now he's running for presidency. I think this is like his big ticket. I don't think he has ever come to run such a big responsibility in his life. This is the biggest thing he's ever taken on, and he's doing pretty well so far. So we don't know how he's going to go across to the typical hardcore American population, who are like mostly not like the church groups or the Mormon people, or the people who take religion very seriously to their heart and still have very hardcore religious values. I'm not sure how that gay appeal is going to impact them. That's something that we will see when he goes to the southern and the eastern and the western borders. So far, he has done well, and finished second is surprising. But I thought he would do well in these two states. Not in Iowa, New Hampshire. I expected, because of the population, gender, and all those kind of issues that's happening. So let's see. I mean, I think he has a pretty good scope, but I still believe he'll be a good, advisor for DOJ. He should be like Attorney General or something. On that part would be the best for him. I still don't think America is ready to see a leader who's of gay origin, or who relates themselves as gay. It is the first ever who has run for presidency, I think, who's openly declared themselves as gay. So it's a big thing for him. It's a big thing for the whole population of America, the whole people of America. I don't know how America wants to take it forward with him. It's going to be pretty difficult for people to judge. I think I'm saying his name right. Earlier, I was not getting it right. One that I was really shocked and really surprised to see not do well is Mr. Gang Leader, Yang Gang. I don't know why people wouldn't rally back uh, or support Andrew Young's principle. I mean, he has come up with some novel ideas, just like an entrepreneur. He has come up with some fantastic policy making. He has a good sense of humor. He's appealing to a lot of younger generation who understands that job loss is not because of immigrants or migrants who are coming in now. It's mostly because of automation and robotics that's taking the jobs, and it's most likely to take a lot of jobs in the future. He understood very well, and nobody else has spoken about like smartphone addiction, teenage depression, or like job not having a job at a younger age and living in a parent's basement. Those kind of issues nobody has ever talked about or appealed to. That's something that Andrew Young has appealed to. I really personally liked him very much. The internet liked him very much. The people who use the internet liked him very much. But the majority of the people who like him, I don't know, doesn't show up in the voter turnout. So he got pretty pissed, and he did the mathematics, and he said, I did the math, and as per the math, I don't think I'm going to win the presidency. So I'm like, ciao people, best of luck to whoever wins. And I was like very shocked. I thought he will run for another 2-3 months and then see how he does. I mean, this is very shocking for me. I was pretty upset as well seeing Andrew Young withdrew from the presidential campaign, because I thought if he runs for some more time, he would pretty much close in on the position of vice presidency, whoever gets chosen, which I think most likely is Bernie right now, because Papa Joe is like, nobody wants a third term of Barack Obama, looks like, because everywhere Papa Joe goes, he speaks about, I was with Obama for this, I was with Obama for that. We and Obama used to go for drinks, go for dinner. We're like such a bromance with Obama. I don't think that's going to pull it up for Papa Joe. I think the people are tired of Obama for a reason. People are tired of establishment politics for a reason. People are tired of the same old wheel of democratic politics running, churning, similar type of politicians again and again and again, and the people who have seen those policies not working for them are pretty much tired, and they know it's like a hypothetical or hypocritical bullshit, it's not going to win a presidential candidate if you're going to bring up the same democratical rigged politician. You know what I'm talking about, with someone that produced an Obama or someone that produced a Bill Clinton. I don't think that's what this younger generation or the older generation who have lived those times want. They want someone who can really address the problem of jobless, who can really address the problem of Medicare, tuition, college, education, foreign diplomacy, who doesn't want to go to war, who wants to improve the life of all the LGBTQ, the black population, the brown population, the Asian population, the white poor population. There is so much diversity now, and there is so much, the ratio of welcome wealth inequality, or welcoming the immigrants, those kind of issues have not been seriously addressed by any of the democratic candidates running right now. I mean, it's the same type of people that are trying to win a similar type of audience. And then if they're going to go one on one with mighty Donald Trump, they're not going to make it. They might do well in the debate, but then nobody wants to vote for the same hypothetical stuff again and again and again, and seeing it's not working for them. These people will come, and then most of them are backed by big corporations and big billionaires, and then they will have tried a policy that works only for the big corporations and big billionaires. What about the simple middle class and average labor or average income people or lower middle class people? I don't think they're going to improve anyhow. Uncle Bernie has a very good idea of increasing average middle class income, and he's a very good idea of increasing the minimum wage to $15. So those are the policies that is exciting people. It's ideological, it might be hypothetical, it might be impossible, but people at least want to hear that, at least want to hear something new and not the same old mill that produce the same old grains. These people are tired. You need to do something innovative, you do need to do something impulsive, you need to do something off the block like what Uncle Bernie is doing. I thought Andrew Young was one who's very calm. Unlike Uncle Bernie can shout a lot, but then he gets his point across. Andrew Young was very cool, composed. He's an entrepreneur. He's educated, and not that others are not educated, but the way he's been very calculative, very understanding, very empathetic was really appealing to me. It was really appealing to a lot of people. But then I feel the only reason that people wouldn't rally behind his back is because he's an Asian, and they're not used to seeing an Asian run for presidency before. And so I think I'm not sure that he can do very well against Donald Trump in the debates. He might statistically, figuratively, factually, but then it's not the one that people are actually looking for. It's not going to be good enough. So I thought if he's the running mate, if he's the vice presidential candidate with Bernie or Joe or whoever reaches, maybe Michael Bloomberg, rich dad, who knows, he might break in the chance. Looking how Papa Joe does in Nevada and South Carolina, we will know how Bernie and Michael Bloomberg is going to perform in the race. So it's pretty simple, folks. So the next month we will know how the southern, eastern, and western coast people are going to vote for the Democratic candidates. I think whoever gets chosen has to be better in a way they can tackle and take the vote percentage of Donald Trump. This is just a game of numbers. If you cannot influence the young Republican voters, the older Republican voters, there is no way that Democratic Party can win this election. So they need to look into bring Andrew Young back into the game, at least as a vice presidential candidate. They need someone like Mary Klobuchar, No Way or My Way Amy. Sorry. So Amy needs to get the Midwestern folks rallied behind her. So she needs to be in the top four, I would assume. And Papa Joe, and unfortunately, I don't think he's going to get a number of vote percentage. It's shocking, but then it's very clear from people they don't want to see the same Barack Obama term again, no matter how good it was or how bad it was for certain people. Warren is not authentic enough, so it's a pretty bleak and very, the water is kind of not flowing fluidly in the right direction for the Democratic Party now. It's kind of one side is like Uncle Bernie moving and churning like a river the way he used to be. And Andrew Young was, I thought, is a cool lake that's going to bring a lot of Republican voters to their yard. But then something didn't work out. So let's see, folks. Let's see how Nevada and South Carolina that's going to happen by February 29th. Both of them will become finished, and by February we would know who finished top one in all the four places. So I'm rooting for Uncle Bernie, and I was rooting for Andrew Young. Unfortunately, he's not there. Pete Buttigieg might get all the votes that Andrew Young was getting, and Bernie Sanders and Elizabeth Warren. It's gonna split between them. So whoever comes, let's see what happens, folks. Okay, and I will put some more videos on later, seeing if there is any policy and how Michael Bloomberg is going to turn out in this race, and what all happens in my next set of videos. All right. Thank you, folks. Stay safe. Corona is out. I hope everybody's reading the news and is very sanitized. Be safe, secure. Try to clean your hands regularly. Don't get into unnecessary complicated places. Take care, folks. If you like my video, like, share, subscribe, like everybody asks. I'm going to ask you, and I'm going to keep it more informative and more interesting in the next set of videos. I was a little upset seeing Andrew Young drop off from the race, so that's why I'm not looking at my best. Anyway, take care, folks. Good night, good day wherever you are. God bless you all.